anyway and endanger everyone else's life around him. Who knows what the rude dog will do? But he doesn't have to be standing at press conferences dripping brown gook from his head like a fool, looking like a complete moron, idiot asshole out there. I mean, the guy was looking real dumb, just looking like a crazy jackass. But Rudy's tested positive for COVID, so you might not see Rude for a couple of weeks. But don't go away. We're going to go away for a quick break. But we'll be right back right after this.
You're listening to a man who's almost intelligent, very close. Welcome back to Probably Offensive. One hell of a show. Yeah.
Welcome back. One hell of a show, buddy. You heard what the lady said. Hey, it's been over a month since the election has happened, and we are 2 days, because today's the 6th, 12/6/2020, a red letter date in history. Nah, I'm just kidding. Ain't nothing happening today except for we're all still here, so that's great. That's good. But it's been over a month since the election. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are president and vice president elect. President Trump, who really doesn't say anything about COVID anymore. The last time he mentioned COVID was before the election. He said, "Oh yeah, on November 4th, you won't hear anything else about." Yeah. How about now, jackass? You do hear something else about COVID because it's spreading like it was spreading before, only it's getting worse. So those vaccines really couldn't come fast enough. But President Dumpleskins is out there still talking about voter fraud and making ridiculous claims that are nonsensical about voter fraud. And he's actually trying to get state politicians, governors and state legislatures and state senators to help him overturn the election, which is laughable. I mean, it's not laughable that he's doing it. It's just laughable that he's, trying so hard to openly, in front of everyone in the country or in the world, cheat, on an election that's over with, and try to get it flipped in his favor. Like everybody wouldn't know what happened. I mean, he's claiming that they stole the election from him. There's no way Joe Biden could have won. Yes, he did. A lot of people voted for Joe Biden because they don't want your goofy ass in the White House anymore with this nonsense. I mean, if it wasn't, the election, he'd be up to something else stupid. And people were tired of you, Mr. Trump, Mr. Presidezi. Yes, Joe Biden got 80 million people to vote for him just because most of them, they don't care about Joe Biden. They don't think that Joe Biden's going to be such a great leader. It's just that they wanted you to be gone and not be president anymore. Mr. Presidezi. Okay, you got to understand, more people voted for Joe Biden. It didn't have to be rigged for you to lose. All it had to be was that registered voters who are still alive and see your shenanigans going on in this country voted for the other guy. Okay? The fact that President Trump pretends like it has to be rigged for him to lose, what kind of ego do you have to think there's no way you can lose unless something is rigged? It's not rigged. Millions of people preferred the other guy over you. That's all that needed to happen. Nobody has to rig anything. They just have to want to vote for the other guy. I mean, you was doing nothing in any way except lying to everyone. Why would people still want to vote for you? I think that it had to be rigged if Joe Biden didn't win. Because all I've seen in the last 4 years is lies. Someone standing in front of a podium lying. Okay? I'm done with it. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I voted for Joe Biden. And 79,999,999 other people did too. My boy. Talking about rigged. Nothing's rigged, Junior. Your face is rigged. Okay, that's the only thing that's rigged here. My boy, Mr. Presidezi. Okay, because the election wasn't rigged. It didn't need to be rigged because more people wanted to vote for Joe Biden. That's all. That's fine. You can accept that, Mr. Presidezi. I don't know if he actually knows that or if he's just saying that, because he knows he has his base of supporters that are diehards. So maybe he's just talking to them and trying to convince those idiots that this election, he couldn't have lost it unless it was rigged. That's just silly. Because even his voters, his base, as they called them, even his base understands that this country has over 360 million people in it. So any number of millions of people can decide, if they're sick of you or not, Mr. Presidezi. And that's what happened. It didn't have to be rigged for you to lose. You weren't doing so great a job that it had to be rigged. No. A lot of people, millions of people didn't like you as president, and they couldn't wait to vote for Joe Biden. They was running to the polls or requesting a absentee ballot or whatever. They couldn't wait to vote for Joe Biden. It don't have to be rigged. People they came in droves. Okay, people voted like no other election in the history of this country. And you talking about it had to be rigged. No, it didn't, my boy. Okay, just face reality. Speaking of reality, there's a study out that says that most people who believe in multiple conspiracy theories, meaning if if you believe in one conspiracy theory, that's okay. That's probably average. But if you believe in multiple conspiracy theories, you have to be either stupid or have sanity issues. That's the study. Be like, where's the study come? It's a study that I seen online. I can't, remember exactly where I read that, but that was a study I seen online. To me, that's a more credible study than the conspiracy theories themselves. That most conspiracy theorists either have sanity issues or they're low IQs. They're not highly intelligent. That's a study. That is a study that has been done by college professors. They actually tested thousands of people who believe in conspiracy theories, tested, how intelligent they are, and they also tested their level of sanity, and found that most people who believe in conspiracy theories, multiple conspiracy theories, that is, not just one. Like, you might believe in JFK. Most people do believe that JFK was not just assassinated by the guy in the book depository, that it was a plan to murder him. But that's an accepted theory. But Bigfoot and the government hiding aliens in the basement, lizard people, Earth being flat. All of these are conspiracy theories that are nonsensical. And if you know someone who believes that these things, that person is either an idiot or they're not sane. It's a possibility that they could fit in both of those categories. You'd be an idiot who's not sane. A crazy idiot, basically, is what it boils down to. You might be a nut job idiot. You might be both, but you probably are one or the other if you believe in multiple conspiracy theories. You can look these studies up, because I don't have the website that I seen it on. I don't have the name of it right offhand, but trust me. Hopefully you are listening to this podcast. You are not the one that I'm talking about. Because I'm sure that there's plus that, I don't know if it's the idiots that are multiplying. They're multiplying like COVID. But maybe it could be the crazy people that are multiple. The population of human beings on this planet is growing. Despite all the wars and famine and diseases and viruses and the evilness of other people just killing folks, and the stupidity of people who get hit by cars and stuff by just stepping out in the street without looking, buses, trucks, whatever it is, accidentally, killing themselves by doing something dumb. You remember that show, 1,000 Ways to Die? I think that was what it was called. I might be wrong, but anyway, the show was all about people who accidentally killed themselves doing something stupid. Which can happen almost to anybody. There's so much weird stuff that can happen that could kill you. It's a wonder to me that the population is growing like it is. But it is. Every census that they take, this population is bigger than it was before, 10 years ago.